Hey guys, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Nice to meet you and glad to see you here at the Web3 Wave.
Thank you so much, Ruben. What an epic intro. What an epic. I like the music. I
Yeah, very
hope
dope
we will
video.
be I hope we will be able to continue to ride this hype of wave always you together in our webinar Web3 Wave session. And yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to depends on where you're located now. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Web3 webinar. I'm delighted to see how many people joined us today. And hopefully today we're going to see something that you've never seen before. And all together, we're going to go through different kind of topics. We're going to go through the obviously like well-known new crypto miner. We're going to go through what is a mission, vision, and what we're doing here today and next 5 years, and previously at MatchX and MXC Foundation. I'm also going to show you Map 2.0, and also going to have a workshop how to um, play with ZKVM, what kind of features you can have here, there, like what kind of decentralized apps you can build on top of ZKVM. So without further ado, today, my name is Kirill. Today, me and myself, Ruben, we will go through all those kind of exciting topics with you. So I think we're all set. We can start.
Yeah,
Guys,
let's
give
get
some
started.
noise. Give some noise in the live comment. I want to see some buzz in the live comments on YouTube. Okay. Okay. Before we begin today our webinar session, I want to bring to your attention one of the most well-known phrase. It's from Roman Empire. It says, "All roads lead to Rome." But what does that actually mean? What a hidden meaning it has in terms of today's our webinar session? Well, the answer is very simple. It's infrastructure. What Roman Empire has made back in the days, they built roads. They've been connecting different cities, different regions. And because of that, they're allowed to do knowledge sharing, trading, and connecting the people, which is most important. So that's exactly what made a Roman Empire successful. Again, infrastructure. Infrastructure plays a crucial role in every side of business, like whether it comes like to telecom companies, whether it comes to I don't know any other companies. Infrastructure plays crucial, and especially in the blockchain industry and Web3 IoT. Without infrastructure, you cannot attract businesses, you cannot attract people. So, and some of you may know the slogan of MatchX. And if we go to the next slide, I will remind you the slogan of MatchX. Connecting devices, connecting the world. That's what we do here at MatchX at MXC every day. We're building the roads. We're building the roads that connecting people, devices, networks, and altogether the world.
Very well said,
Uh,
Kirill. I just wanted
Thank
to
you.
add to that. I see it like a skyscraper, right? And if you want to build a skyscraper, you have to start with a foundation first. So this is exactly what you just meant with what we're building here in our ecosystem. We first make a foundation, we first start connecting everything together, and then build applications on top of this. And this is exactly why later on in the webinar with you guys, what we're going to share with you is basically what ZK EVM is, what it does, and how it works. And yeah, we'll give you a quick short of tutorial to see how you can join us in MXC ZK EVM.
Thank you so much, Ruben. And but enough history. We don't come here to listen to history. We come here today to build the history, to create the history. So
Exactly.
let's move on. Well, we will start today our webinar just with a little bit recap of a NEO, what kind of key features it has, like what can you do with it, like, and then we're gonna maybe play a game with you. If we go to the next slide, here we can see NEO. So let's do a quick recap what kind of features this device has. First of all, it's a LoRaWAN gateway that allows to connect different kind of devices, sensors like with 4 kilometers outreach. It's built on POP, which is, as most of you know, stands for proof of participation. It can mine 2 tokens, MXC and Doge. It also has our branded and patented technology, low scale certification, LSC. I know I've been saying about this like so many times. Some of you have been asking me, and I explained what it does, what kind of future it unfolds and opens up to the industries and to the people. But today we're going to go into details and we're going to show you exactly how it works. And one of the most important thing for entire network, not only for Neo, but also for Enterpro miners here, it's fully initial sensor offering compatible, ISO. And before we move to the next slide, let's play a little game. Let's play a little game. And how much MXC do you think have been mined since we released the Neo? I'll give you 50 seconds. Please write your answers in the comments on YouTube in the live chat. And the one who been the closest one will get a small gift from me. It's already less than 15 seconds, but we'll give it a time. 3, 2,
See some more seconds.
1. Yeah, unfortunately, you see, like, the centralized internet is not reliable nowadays. You see a lot of lags.
That's why
So
Laura
we build. Yeah, that's why we build decentralized infrastructure, because you don't rely on one node. You can rely on a different nodes. And in case it doesn't work, you can immediately be reconnected to another node.
Exactly.
So
If
15
one
seconds.
fails, the next one comes.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. So 50 seconds left. I will go for the live chat and we'll pick the winner, but the answer gonna be in the next slide. 25 million MXC. That's how much MXC been mined up until today. And this number is growing, 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 and growing. So as I said, like, we will check who wrote the closest answer to this number. And you can expect a small gift from me. You can find me on Discord, on Telegram, on Twitter, on most of social media platforms. And Ruben, if you allow me, let's go to the next slide.
Let's go, man.
Okay, here comes the stuff. Here comes the stuff. Now let's talk about the rise of MXC ecosystem. You know, we've been building our infrastructure since 2017. First of all, we released the gateways without blockchain capability, without any mining capability, just to test how does it work, like just to get more expertise and knowledge into LoRaWAN, IoT development, to start building our own hardware. Because as most of you know, we don't use third-party components. Yes, we do Semtech chips, but they kind of have a monopoly on the market, like, and the best ones who producing this kind of semiconductors. But if you open a new and Enterprise, which I wouldn't recommend it to you, to be honest, like, but you still can do it if you wish, as long as you can build everything up back again. And you will find out that like everything has a MatchX label. So everything been designed in here in Germany, in Berlin. But let's stop talking about infrastructure. Let's finally talk about decentralized infrastructure. And let's go please to the next slide. Okay. What we're building here, it's called a decentralized physical infrastructure. Yes, I know, another buzzword, but I think it sounds cool. And let's start using, let's bring it to masses. Back in the days, we had like literally 0 buzzwords in the entire blockchain industry. But right now we're using the here, and here's a new one: decentralized physical infrastructure. It doesn't come from MatchX and MXC Foundation. It's a well-known term which like quite widely used across the world. Let's talk about decentralized physical infrastructure. First of all, it requires a high capital expenses. So you cannot like think about O2, Vodafone, any other telecom companies. In order to build this kind of like cell towers, like deploy them in different cities all around the world, it will require billions and billions of money. also it will require like to buy these cell towers, antennas, like get a staff, get a headquarters, a lot. So it's not that easy. Like it's not like open a coffee shop. And also you have to apply for a lot of certifications. That's why we like LoRaWAN. LoRaWAN doesn't require a license. It's a free spectrum which everybody is allowed to use. So you don't have to go to military and buy this spectrum, this frequency. It's allowed everywhere in the world. Like, of course, it varies like from one to one. Most of you know it. Somebody who is in Europe, somebody who is in Asia, somebody who is in North or South America, frequency is different. But the point is, to build a centralized infrastructure requires a lot of funds, money, and time. Second, it requires a lot of labor force. You cannot run a company such as, again, Amazon, Vodafone, Verizon, I believe it's called in USA, AT&T, with like 100 people, 200 people, thousands of people, maybe even more. Like I know that, like, for example, O2 is the biggest employer in Germany, and imagine how many people they have on a payroll. So it's gonna, again, cost a lot of money to run such a network. That's why we're paying for our internet $25. How much do you pay, Ruben, for internet?
Well, actually, fortunately for me, everything is included with my rent, so I wouldn't know. But for the phone, for instance, I pay
For
like
the phone, yeah, I mean, it's for the cell network.
$60 a month.
You see, $60 a month, and everybody knows, like, to send the data, to send like gigabytes of data, like to send the SMS message, it costs 0.0000000 cents.
I remember back in the days, yeah, you had to top up your own SIM cards, and you can send a text message or something. Cost like 5 cents every time you do a text message, and was kind of a fun thing, right? Because some of my family members, they just use very short messages, so just an OK or K. Which is cheaper, of course. But yeah, that's the problem of having centralized infrastructures. They have a monopoly, of course, but the thing is, if they pull on a string, then the whole thing goes with it. And in a decentralized infrastructure, maybe one thing changes, but the rest is completely decentralized. And yeah, it's something revolutionary, I would say. We're moving towards a sort of ecosystem. What you see right now, a lot of Web2 businesses are moving to Web3 because, first of all, cryptocurrency, second of all, decentralization is very important. And I see a lot of future in this. And this is what we're building here too, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It will be costing like less much money for businesses, enterprises, and individuals to use this network, because we don't have like tens of thousands of people like on a payroll. Let's down this slide. So as I said, like, yes, again, it's a high flat rate. You have to pay an enormous amount of money per month subscriptions just to use your internet data traffic. Again, you have to buy real estate to deploy cities. It's not for free. It's not for free. You have to buy like a piece of land and also get a permission from a government. And okay, we talked about like disadvantages of decentralized network, but what is the most important? It's a fixed coverage. I remember it's still in Germany, like when I'm traveling like by Deutsche Bahn, like to different cities, like in many places, there's the black spots. There is no cellular network. There is no any kind of network. I cannot call anyone. I cannot send like a message like on WhatsApp or Telegram. Fixed coverage. This is one of the biggest issue, because companies understand there is no much people living in a small town, not in a small towns, but like in this like places between small towns. That's why they don't put their cell towers, because it's going to cost lots of money and people are suffering from it. And again, as you said, Ruben, I agree, it's a monopoly. But the next slide, we're going to talk about advantages of decentralized physical infrastructure and what can it bring to us. Let's go to the next slide.
So basically, if you have the Neo and the M2 Pro, as you can see on the screen, it says no real estate costs. No, because every individual, especially decentralized, of course, because it's not a one company. No, it's thousands of people doing a piece of their work for maintaining a network, for keeping it updated and securing it.
Again, decentralized physical infrastructure. CapEx crowdsourced. So a single company doesn't have a burden of paying for everything. Reduced labor costs. So again, we said like there is no like need for thousands of people working in one company. Blockchain automation, like everything is automated. You don't have to like manually to see like where's everything working, like what's going to take. Here, Bitcoin, it's already like running since 2013 year, and it still like works fine. Like it's like because it doesn't rely on a single node, it relies on many different nodes. Open access and global outreach. It's accessible to everyone. Everybody can join. No real estate costs. As you know, you getting M2 miners, like new miners, like you may also getting like devices from other companies, but you don't have to pay to deploy it. Like you can put it on your balcony, you can put it like on your roof, like, and you pay as you go. It's also brilliant. There is no a huge flat rate for it, but again, a main advantage of it, flexible coverage. If there is no like internet connection, if there is no like LoRaWAN IoT connection, you buy device, deploy, here you go, here you have it. Here your neighbors can enjoy it. Flexible coverage. For company, it's a big cost to put a cell tower for 5, 10 people and 100 people. In our approach, it doesn't cost us nothing. But we discussed right now disadvantages and advantages of decentralized and centralized infrastructures. Now let's go to the next slide. Okay, now let's talk about more in deep what is decentralized infrastructure, how does it work, what can it bring, and what is the future. So first of all, in order to build a decentralized infrastructure, you have to provide incentives to people deploy their devices and gateways in different places, towns, and cities. That's how we do. We provide them like ability to mine different tokens, as you might know, on proof of participation. Let's go to the next slide. The network supply side grows, attracting end users, product builders, and devs and businesses. It also has a positive effect on entire infrastructure. As you know, we started in 2019 with M2 Pro, and we started like with just like a small volume, like maybe just like we started in Germany, then we slowly moved to Netherlands, then we covered entire Europe, like then we moved to Asia, to United States, to Canada. Right now, we try and get to the other countries in the world. That's big. Let's go to the next slide. Here's one of my favorite slide. How can we ensure that like the network is self-sustainable, like, and it doesn't require a centralized headquarter, centralized I don't know, management whatsoever. First of all, as the network utility grows, the value increases like of the token through the ZKVM, because people, companies, individuals have to pay for data transmission. They have to pay fees. Yes, as you all know, you all have a pretty sure like Ethereum and MetaMask wallet, like, and every time, oh, it's annoying, but like that's what makes the network self-sustainable and completely decentralized. You have to pay gas fees, whether you do a swap, whether you send the tokens to another wallet, whether you do anything, you have to pay gas fee to make this infrastructure, again, infrastructure, self-sustainable. And we're going to do it through ZKVM. And Ruben going to talk more about ZKVM. He's going to show you like some key features about it. But this is the key. The fees which are going to be paid by companies to the network will increase the scarcity of the token. And subsequently, the value increases. Let's go to the fourth slide, the fourth advantage. Increased network usage leads to the higher mining performance of all miners. The more people using the network, the more devices connected to the network, the more sensors connected to the network, like this portion of the growing data, this portion of the growing fees going proportionally distributed to the NEOs, to the M2 miners, according to their, again, participation within a network. And I want to highlight these three things. Gas fees that you pay in MXC makes network self-sustainable. It puts a demand pressure on a token, which good for everyone. And it also leads that everybody, all of you who are mining tokens, gonna mine more tokens, because the more tokens gonna be spent within ecosystem. That's what we're trying to build here. Ecosystem of software, devices, apps, and many, many different decentralized apps, which we're going to talk to you in a couple of minutes.
Like we said this before as well, right? The narrative came with one of our MX chats I think we had a couple months ago, where we explained that we're moving towards the Ethereum of IoT, in where any company can build D apps on top of MXC ZK EVM, and instead of Ether that you need to use for sending a token, let's say Litecoin. Oh no, sorry, not Litecoin, but some other coin, MXC for instance. Right now, you need some Ether to send MXC from A to B. Now, this is gonna be removed. Instead of Ether, you pay MXC. So
Correct.
it's a very more utility is coming as we grow and over time, of course. And that's why we're also building ZK EVM right now, which is very very innovative right now because we're working with rollups. Yeah, I'll explain something further down the webinar, of course. So cool. Shall we move on, Kirill?
Yeah, let's close this topic of decentralized infrastructure, and we're gonna come to juicy stuff, and gonna leave this boring stuff back. Okay, on this slide we can see like how does it work. It's ecosystem, so it's everything like moves and like moving the gears like in this ecosystem. So through this diagram, we can see that like all stakeholders are aligned, and that facilitating rapid growth on both sides, on supply and demand. That's what makes a good economy great economy. But before we move to the next slide, I'm pretty sure everybody, like some of you may think like, oh, you're talking some like future which gonna come like maybe in the next 8 years, but I'm gonna surprise you. It's already here. It's already here, and we're not the only company who participates in building decentralized infrastructure. And on this slide, on the next slide, we can see how many companies already live and who are going to rely on IoT networks. I'm pretty sure some of you know these companies: HiveMap, Demo, PlanetWatch, CareNet. This kind of centers are collecting different data. Demo, for example, collecting the data from a cars. HiveMap collects the data from the video cameras which are attached to the cars and trying to create their own Google Maps. So the market is here. That's what we do here, and we want to be like a backbone infrastructure for those companies. And I want to tell you now, with some of these companies, we're already in talks. I'm not going to tell the names right now, but in 2-3 weeks, you will be pleasantly surprised. So the market is here, and you can see, and it's only like a peak of the iceberg of the companies which we found like during our research, like which already like trying to build also their Web3 IoT tokens, which obviously needs an infrastructure, and they also don't want to rely on the centralized infrastructure. They also want to rely on the decentralized infrastructure to be fully aligned with their mission and vision. Let's go to the next slide.
Cool. Yeah, let's go. I actually wanted to grab a comment here, but
Oh, absolutely, big, please.
yeah, no, that's
please.
fine. It's fine. I saw here 527 from Lentico. What's the point? What's the plan? Full network coverage in the world. There's a lot to cover yet. An example from Europe and the whole world of Africa. Well, back in the beginning of our webinar, we explained that we're still a pretty young company, right? We started like 2019, 18, what Kirill just mentioned. So still, there's a lot of potential in growth here. That's what we're talking about. Yes, the Netherlands has great coverage. Germany has great coverage. In the US, it's popping up. Things are what we see from our end is that more people are deploying Neo miners and M2 Pro miners, which is a very exciting time to be alive in because we're closing up a full wide network and completely decentralized, of course, because all these individuals contribute to this network. No, this is also why proof of participation happened, guys.
Yeah. Thank you for your answer, Ruben. How many questions do you have in the live chat? Because like I'm not really connected to.
Yeah, I'm scanning
How's
through it
going?
sometimes. Yeah, it's going fine.
Okay.
It's going great. Looks good. We have a smart Pepe in the house. I see he's helping as well out. That's pretty cool.
Okay, guys, we're coming to the juicy stuff. So please make some noise on live comments. Please make some noise. Bring it on. I want to see your vibes. Please write your names on Discord. Like I'm pretty sure some of you who I'm talking on Discord everyday basis, I hear watching us. Just
Exactly. I see a lot of familiar faces actually. Oh, familiar faces, familiar names.
Thank you so much for your participation, guys. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's move to the juicy stuff. ISO, initial sensor offering. Everything you need to know. Everybody been asking like, what is ISO? Like, why it is, what's gonna bring? Like, when it's gonna go live? Well, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna live very very soon. This summer, it's gonna live. And one of the first steps before it fully goes live was ZKVM. Let's talk about initial sensor offering. Why we're doing this? How we're gonna do it? And what future it's gonna bring to us. Yeah, we have like a little bit slow connection, so that's why skip the videos and move to the next slide. As I said, we're going to talk about initial sensor offering, explain what is initial sensor offering, what can you expect from it, like what is it better than ISO, and what the benefits of initial sensor offering. And let's talk why we actually decided to launch this a huge thing, like a launch pad, like not a launch pad, and also additional technology, why we want to encourage Web3 IoT tokens join our network, like, and I'm going to explain you in a very simple terms on the next slide. Because we want to build everything around Web3, because Web2 companies, it will take ever them to switch their infrastructure and come to the decentralized infrastructure. Look, guys, Ethereum, blockchain, other many tokens been released like more than 10 years ago, with a mission to revolutionize the payment system, to replace the banks, or at least to become a complementary to the banking system. And guess what? Nothing happened. I mean, obviously you can use Bitcoin. Obviously there is a lot of like different apps which allows you to trade Bitcoin, allows you to send Bitcoin. But the banks and huge conglomerates, they still don't accept this innovative solution because it will take power from them. And they don't really see like a clear benefit. Obviously at the end, it will come to the logical conclusion. But we decided like we're going to build entire Web 3.0 infrastructure where we're going to encourage other companies, other tokens to build on our infrastructure. Specifically, initial sensor offering is specifically launchpad for the tokens which are going to work like on IoT and Web3 space. Some of these companies I already showed to you, as I said, how I met Demo, like obviously there's many other companies, but I'm not get paid for promoting these other companies and even those. But I think it was nice just to mention, just to give you a vision, a feeling of these companies.
But still, since everyone is in here, you're also in crypto, right? And what we see right now is that more and more people are like, "Hey, I heard of this. Yeah, pretty interesting. I'll join as well." And we're at this point where MXC started as one of the first IoT networks that are being built out here, and there are so much more Web2 based businesses that are also interested in moving towards blockchain, using blockchain, making their own kind of decentralized systems, whether this is data, whether these are hardware sensors, whether this is walk to earn or run to earn or bike to earn. You can name it. It can be as crazy as possible. But in the end, if these companies they want to move over from Web 2 to Web 3, this is very how would I say this? Capital intensive. So they need a lot of capital up front in order to bridge the gap from Web 2 to Web 3. And this is also initial sensor offering, guys. It's not only sensors. No, it's also data companies. It's also software or even DeFi products that can be launched. So it's a very big thing for MXC and especially for the ZK EVM because it onboards more and more projects towards our ecosystem, which we grow then, and we can only grow together, of course.
Well said. Well said, Ruben.
Shall we move to the next one?
Yeah, but before we move to the next slide, I just want to make sure that we're still all on the same page, so everybody understands, everybody digests the information which we're giving to tonight at our Web3 Wave webinar. So, as I said, like first of all, how we started, Roman Empire. The infrastructure has to be built in order to initiate the engine of doing next actions, next steps to fill out this infrastructure with, I said, like with the companies, with the data, with the other participants, with the enterprises, with the developers. After infrastructure, we start attracting companies, and ISO, initial sensor offering, is exactly what it's for. to attract companies, to attract businesses, which we're going to help to grow with us together. Yeah, we can move to the next slide. So how exactly is the initial sensor offering going to work? So as you know, we're trying to build everything on a blockchain. So completely on a blockchain. So it doesn't require any management from us. It's going to work on itself, as we also discussed in a decentralized infrastructure. Blockchain ensures automation, which also helps to reduce the cost of the network because of blockchain. And that's how we're going to achieve it. So in order to register a sensor on a blockchain, you cannot just register a random number. It needs to be a token, because that's what is blockchain. It's all about tokens. That's why we're going to bring a sensor to NFT world, which is going to be registered on ZKVM. In the future, all objects will have a physical soul and digital identity, creating a new digital universe. And today I'm going to show you how does it work actually. So we're not here just to showing you slides and having chat about Roman Empire.
You're about to show some alpha.
We will. Now let's talk benefits of initial sensor offering, what it brings to you, to the MXC holder, what does it bring to the network, what does it bring to the entire infrastructure. And we can see, first of all, it's more mineable tokens. You're not going to be limited anymore with the MXC, Doge, Bitcoin, Polkadot. But some of you have been asking, why M2 Pro mines 4 tokens? Why Neo mines 2 tokens? Because we want to try multi-chains. We want to try how it's going to work on a single device with our infrastructure, how we're going to put all these different chains in one place, whether it's going to be robust, whether it's going to be some breakdowns whatsoever. So that's why we've been doing this. And obviously, the tokens we've been choosing carefully, one of them, Polkadot, which also believes in a parachain future where different chains can work together. Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the king. Everybody likes Bitcoin. Come on. And yeah, so advantage number one, benefit number one of ISO, more mineable tokens for you, for community. Second benefit, you decide what to mine. It's not going to be anymore okay, you can mine this, and that's all. No, you can say I want to mine maybe Park token. Maybe I want to mine Ride token. It depends. It depends what has more demand in your region. I like Ruben, he's from Amsterdam. He it's crazy how many bicycles they have there. And I think the Ride token, which is going to as tracking the movement of your bicycle, or just going to prevent theft of your bicycle, it will have a huge demand for this. And you can decide okay, I'm going to mine this token because this token going to be this sensor going to be constantly communicating with the network, because there's going to be so many sensors with this. And if I were from Amsterdam, I would not go for sensor, I don't know, let's say, I don't know, sensors that measuring sun, how much sun we have, because there is no much sun in Holland, everybody knows.
I doubt it a bit.
Yeah, maybe in the summer, maybe in the summer.
Mostly rain.
Benefit number 3, scarcity of MXC. Because in order to participate in initial sensor offering, ISO, you will need to have MXC, because you will have to choose which project you want to have be launched next on initial sensor offering. I encourage you, after this session, go to MXC website. We have so many articles about how it's going to work, what's the mechanism behind. But the most important for everyone, it creates scarcity of MXC, because MXC will be used as a utility token, and we've been saying this since day one, because in order to send the data from device to the network, you have to pay gas fees. Again, MXC is Ethereum of IoT network. Scarcity of MXC, paying gas fees. And I'm going to show you how it works tonight. Launchpad. Everybody likes launchpads. So you can see what the tokens, what their tokenomics like, how does the center look, and you as a community, you can decide which token is going to be launched next by voting. it's quite brilliant. Like, and I remember like Polkadot Launchpad, like Polka Starters was such a big thing. And right now we have so many good projects out of it. One of them is a Kusama. So, and the power in your hands. DEX offering. Also, ZKVM and initial sensor offering will allow to get these tokens listed right away. You don't have to wait like, oh, like, you know, like some of you may be running a blockchain company. It's actually quite tough to get listed even on a single exchange. And for some of you who doesn't know, MXC is listed on all tier 1 exchanges, and it took for us 5 years. So it's and a lot of sweat and a lot of time. But with the DEX offering, those tokens get listed like this. So
and not
you
only
don't.
DEX, it's a perpetual DEX. So people can even, like on Binance, for instance, you can even trade your tokens. You can, if you want to leverage or something, or use futures or options and stuff like this, you can leverage, or you can short, or you can do anything. It's a DEX, but yeah, bigger, I would say. And it's
Yeah.
also something that we're launching. If you go to Vanse, I'll show you guys in a second after we finish the slides. Yeah, you can also see what we're already building for ZK EVM later on. And of course, the surprise from Kyo with the alpha, what he's going to show you.
Yeah, and as I said, like, yeah, I agree with Ruben. Like, if like tokens get a great demand, like, and everybody is using and everybody liking, like, they don't even need to go to the centralized exchanges. They're going to list their token because they're going to be too big to ignore. And the sixth benefit of initial sensor offering is swaps. You can swap right token to Park token. You can swap like smart metering token to MXC. That's what we do right now every day on MetaMask, swapping different tokens. And that's what ZKVM and initial sensor offering gonna bring to us. So ZKVM is infrastructure, initial sensor offering is a launchpad to get this token on our infrastructure and let you to play with it, mine with it, and get also benefits out of it. Like, because the more centers we have in the cities, the better our cities are. The smarter, the better, the like more safe, probably. And yeah, let's talk right now how it's gonna work together and what else is gonna be. Okay, it's a benefits of initial sensor offering, but if you remember, we also talked about new developments, new products from MXC Foundation, and in the next slide you will see it.
Will the gas fees in the DEX be MXC? Yes.
Yes, that's the entire purpose.
Same for swapping tokens. Sorry, let's go to the next slide.
Yeah, we're gonna have a Q&A session after we finish with the slides. So don't worry, we're gonna go through some questions. We're gonna go to the backlog of your questions, and you can also like write more questions like during the Q&A. So initial sensor offering leads to data economy. I wanted to take this speech. You can make a screenshot. We're also gonna share this video on YouTube afterwards, but I wanted to understand how it works. Like, it's not that difficult. So your sensors go to the network. So your sensor sends the data for the network built through the MTPRO and NeoMiners LoRaWAN network. Then it goes to DataDash app. DataDash is like a bridge between the data and ZKVM. And ZKVM is a huge infrastructure where it's data going to be collected, where it's going to be traded, where it's going to be like swapped, and many, many other things. Like, and because of it, ZKVM also leads to sub-products, stablecoin, name, MXC name service. I'm pretty sure like some of you like also quite like fed up like with this like long blockchain addresses, like, and you're afraid like, oh, maybe like I missed the letter here. I mean, obviously do copy paste, but maybe I missed something. Like with MXC name service, like you can give a name to your own wallet. It could be Kirill, could be Ruben, could be a cool wallet at MXC. I don't know, many different names. Data marketplace, the most anticipated product of this year. So where you can trade this data, where you, because of like this company is going to use a network, they can like share this network with a third party, with universities, with the government, with research institutes, with many, many people who need this data, with many different apps. Like we all have a weather app. You think this data collected from like a central source? It's also collected from different sensors all around the world, like, and people, companies paying for this kind of data. So data marketplace, Map. We're going to talk about Map Point 2, MXC Map Point 2.0 in the next couple of slides. And MXC Swap, which I believe Ruben showed to you. You will show it today how MXC Swap works.
Yeah.
That's cool. Then let's move on. It's a quote. ISO is built to serve as a type of launchpad for Web3 native IoT projects. So I'm not going to stay on this slide like more than like 30 seconds, but I just want also to take this quote to you home so you like understand everything what we said today. Center on a blockchain. Finally, boring stuff is off. Finally. So let's come to the juicy stuff. I've been working with the company like for 4 years, and since day one, people have been asking me when we're going to register the sensor, how we can register the sensor. And we tried to make a documentation, but it was like super like technical and like for like really like non LoRaWAN / blockchain person was difficult to get his head around. But right now I built everything. It's already on testnet. It's gonna live already this summer. I can't tell you the exact date, but trust me, very, very soon. So like be ready. And today I brought with me a sensor produced by MatchX. So I hope you can see. It has a label MatchX and it's called X2 Earn. So you can attach it to a bicycle, a motorbike, or your car. So I can see. And with this sensor, we're going to show you today how exactly the infrastructure performs, how does it work, where does MXC gas fee goes, and why it's important for every single miner here. Because from the day one, we wanted to build a fair infrastructure for everyone. And I will explain about this later, but I really want to highlight this. A fair infrastructure for everyone. I believe we have to go to the one Explorer right now. Yes, Ruben?
Yeah. Let me open it up for you.
Thank you so much.
So this is the Explorer, guys. This is like a sort of summary of the entire ZK EVM and what's currently happening with transactions, with blocks, and things like that. We had some questions before with are the blocks on ZK EVM the same as the Neo is right now? No, it's not. So yeah, just for clearance for this one, I have a question real quick from Mar. How will us as M2 Pro owners directly benefit without adding or demerging what we are involved in with the project? I think you mean is like, if me as an M2 Pro owner, how will I benefit from sensors coming towards the network, right? Well, it's pretty simple, right? Every time a sensor comes by your network, it pings a packet of data. And you are, as proof of participation, rewarded for the transmission and the transfer from the data from the sensor to the M2 Pro to the supernodes to ZK EVM. There's a lot of other different things that go towards, so it makes sure that's on ZK EVM. But yeah, in essence, this is how this is how it works. Sorry, Kirill, to leave you hanging here.
No, it's all good. It's good. Let's answer some like
yeah. Otherwise, it goes through the comments like crazy.
Yeah, we're also like already like 48 minutes live, so I've promised people like only 1 hour. So I think it will be fair enough. Like if we're gonna just take a couple of questions, because maybe not everybody has like so much time like sitting and watching us on YouTube tonight.
Yeah. Cool. You want me to go to the transactions, right?
Yeah, you go to transactions, and let me shake it. So as I said, like it's a movement sensor. It's a sensor that detects movement. It has how do you call this, Ruben? Like the thing every iPhone and smartphone has that like detects the orientation of the device, whether it's a horizontal, vertical, whatever.
You said it perfectly.
Yeah, axis. Yeah, it detects the movement in a 3D environment, like so X, Y, and Z, I believe.
Yeah, on how it's mounted, straight, flat, or upside down.
Okay, but I think I will send you the link because you need to go to a particular wallet because it's
is it 0x5?
It's 0x5. It should be. So I shake it enough. I believe. Gyroscope. Somebody just texted
Gyroscope.
me.
Yeah.
Gyroscope. Gyroscope. It's called gyroscope. Okay. I sent you the link. No, I think I sent you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so when you shake it, it emits a transaction from the sensor to the Neo. Right now, is this the Neo or is it the M2 Pro? Because
we have both devices here connected to in the office.
So guys, just for the page switch real quick. So if you click on the TX hash, you see what's happening here. It's kind of the same with what's happening here. This is it, right, Kirill?
Yeah, I was told because like 5 minutes ago it was run out. It's been run out of MXC on the sensor, so it have not been sending anything. But,
yeah, but every time you shake it records on blockchain.
Yes, exactly. So while devices doesn't have any movement, it's sleeping. But the moment you start doing with something, it turns on and starts sending the data to the blockchain.
Paul, we are looking at a screen that shows all the transactions of a different wallet. In this case, this can also be a contract.
Let me check.
So here you can see the hash. This is basically sort of timestamp what you can see from wallet A to B, from this wallet to the sensor.
Okay, I think like our developers have not topped up the wallet, but I know the address of this sensor. So if you go to the,
I think it's this one, right?
No. It's 0x45. Go to 0x45.
Oh, that's not in here, man. I think it's on the. Let me see.
Can you go a bit down? Because I see.
This is the link you sent me, huh?
Yeah, I have it. Like 065. Go to. Go to this address. Down. Can you go down? Because I found it like on my laptop, but you're sharing the screen. Okay, here you go. Can you press it?
Which one? This? Oh, this here. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. 065.
I was looking as well. I was like, huh.
Okay, and let's go up. Have you pressed it?
Yeah. This is the 045.
Okay, as you can see, everything, whenever you send the data from the sensor, it goes to one contract. It's an LP1 contract. So each M2 Pro and Neo are connected to these contracts. So all the fees go to, technically speaking, to one wallet. Why so? Because as I said, like I wanted to highlight your attention on a word fair, because we want to make it fair to everyone. It doesn't matter where you put your gateway and Neo, highly dense city or in a rural area where there is not enough sensors. Your mining performance still depends on proof of participation, on your health, on your fuel, like on your GPS location, how many devices within your hexagon. Why so? As I said, like there's lack of sensors in many different cities and towns. That's why everything goes to one wallet. So it doesn't matter. Like if it was the only thing matters, how many devices connected overall to the network, not to your gateway or not to your M2 Pro miner, not to your Neo miner. How many devices connected overall? Because from this wallet, Ruben, if you press the link I send you again, because this is the wallet I'm talking about, so they can see it.
Okay, yeah, the 0x2.
Yes. So here's LP1 wallet, and you can see proxied LP1. So you can see currently it has 120,405,000 like MXC in total, and all those MXC are going to be distributed to M2 Pro and Neo miners. So the more devices, the more data is being sent through the network, the more gas fees being put into this wallet. It means like it leads to higher mining performance. in entire ecosystem. And we can see like how much fees like devices are paying, like 70, 74. It's currently testnet. Obviously, like each company, each initial sensor offering company will decide with us like what kind of fee they what kind of not decide like what kind of fee going to be applied depends on the use case. Because let's say like a device can send a data once a day and it's going to be one fee, but if it's going to send like every second, like it will require a lot of MXC. So that's why it's been put in a protocol where these conditions are taken into account. Like depends how your device going to perform, what kind of device, like whether it's a device that gonna, as I said, like sends only once per day or 120 times a day.
Yeah, depends on how frequent it communicates, right?
Yep, exactly. It really like I think our developers have not topped up the wallet, because I see the last transactions was like 6 MXC and it's
Let me refresh
out
the
of
page
MXC.
real quick. Let's see.
Yeah, but guys, we do not have to stop here. I will happy to jump on a call with any of you like later next week, and we're gonna go through this process together. Obviously, we're gonna make a separate video with a better face, with a better voice, and with a better explanation than me. And yeah, let's just move to the next slides.
But guys, do also notice that it's still on testnet, right? So everything is currently being built. It's being smoothed out. It's being optimized and things like this. We're moving to mainnet very soon, and yeah, then you'll see how everything works. We just provide the steps right now on to show you like, hey, all right, so how does this work? Oh, they finally have sensors. Oh, yes, and it's recorded on blockchain. Yes, it's using LP-WAN for the transmissions of the data. The data is actually stored on the blockchain. We didn't show that real quick, but we can grab a recent
sure.
transaction
It's a
real
good
quick,
point.
and then
It's a good point.
yeah. Let's do that real quick. So basically, I don't know, Kirill, if you want to say that here. It should be in here, right? View details.
Yeah, view details and change the hex into
UTF-8.
UTS.
No, not this one.
UTF-8.
It's not this one. It's UTF-8.
No, you have to go to 0x45. This is the one. This is.
Yeah. Sorry,
That's the one.
I was on the. Yeah.
You again, I think, went to the wrong one.
No, 0x5. 45.
You need 45.
45. Oh, there it is. It's this one, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
So now we just grab a random transaction hash.
Yeah.
And we view the details. And here, what you can see here, maybe you want to explain about it, Kirill.
Yeah, absolutely. So each sensor, I said, like it's NFT token, which like gonna send different data. And you can see here, if you highlight extern, so you have like the name of the token as the kind of the token. So it could be a parking token, it could be smart metering token, like it could be any different token. You can see the frequency. I believe it's also here the frequency of the network. It should be like 868, like according to European standard. I seen it. No, it should be inside the UTS. But guys, as I said, like feel free to go to Vansi. It's not available only on our laptops. You can also like go there, play around, ask our questions, and yeah, as you can see, it's you can see the keys. Yeah, extern. I think extern and the data, the location, the timestamp, like what was it sent, like the GPS coordinates through the MXC mapper. So a lot of different things, and it's only the beginning. So it's this Zkiven version. It's 1.0. So we're gonna be adding more features. We're gonna do more customization. We're gonna change the UX UI design, getting it better and better and better. But the infrastructure is live. You already can start connecting the sensors. Like you can mint an NFT and start connecting. And with upcoming projects from initial sensor offering, we're gonna show it in the nearest future. And yeah, let's quickly go through the MXC map 2.0, and then yeah, you can take it from there, Ruben.
Then we go back to the slides, or you want to? I don't know what
yeah, let's go back to the slides. Let's go back to the slides because there's some A couple of information I also wanted to share with you today in regards to MXC Map. So
Um,
MXC Map version 2, go ahead.
Sorry, I saw a question from Smart Pepe. Is testnet incentivized? Derek answered yes. So yeah, after we finish the slides, I'll guide you through it, how to join in on the testnet, how to make sure you are eligible for the airdrop, and those kinds of things.
Okay. Yeah, MXC Map 2.0 is live. So again, it's also on the Vanzi. It's everything on ZKVM, everything on the blockchain. So everything gonna be, as you, most of you, like especially like people who've been supporting us, been uh, building up the infrastructure with us, knew that like MXC Map version 1.0 wasn't manually updated, like and we always changing, trying to change the location of the device, so it's not very precise, just to prevent from stealing and from like additional attention to your partner. So, but MXC Map 2.0 is live, so you can own your hexagon. You can buy your hexagon. You can name your hexagon, because the hexagon, as we said already, it's also an wallet address on ZKVM. And as we talked like in a couple of slides before, like MXC name service, everybody can name their own hexagon. And what is the most important? You can monetize your hexagon. There's many features of MXC Map we're going to uncover very soon. Let's go to the next slide.
Plus, you can also see which devices are in the hexagon, right? By standard.
Absolutely. And I think we're going to show it on the next slide.
There it is.
Yeah. So as you see, a hexagon is a wallet address. As I said, through the MXC name service, you can change it. We can call it like my Pirate Bay at MXC, or my I don't know, my cave at MXC. That's up to you. Miners. It's 10004. It's a miner standard, and on MXC Map, you will be able to, like, to click on the hexagon. It will show you like 1004 and 70 and 721, which is NFT standard for sensors, and it will show you how many sensors and what kind of sensors you have here. Park sensors, right sensors, M2 Pro sensors, or M2 Pro miners, or Neo miners. And this map will provide you incentives to know what should I mine. Should I mine a park sensor in my hometown, or should I mine a right sensor? You will be able to see, obviously, in the beginning, like, it's going to be growing and growing and growing, like, but you should understand like the needs of your society, of your homemates, what kind of sensors, what kind of devices they're looking for to make their life better and easier. And yeah, I think we finished here with MXC Map. Let's go.
Yeah, it's pretty standard, I would say. I would understand it, I guess. I hope, at least, because 721, just an NFT standard. Same for the miners. Yeah, you can click on them, you can see what's in there, and they're all under a wallet address, which is the hexagon, as Kirill just explained, and you can own it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's my last quote for today for you, and I wanted to take this quote with you guys. MXC ZKVM is an Ethereum of IoT tokens. And you know that how Ethereum grew up in the last years, what kind of apps it gave it to us. Uniswap, MetaMask, all those gas fees pushing the value and creating a scarcity of a token. And this is my last quote, the final quote for today's webinar. MXC ZKVM is an Ethereum of IoT tokens. So please, Ruben, it's your showtime. So I'm done here. So I'm
cool. Let's move on.
Mic is dropped.
What's this last slide? Ah, yes, it was the last slide. So MXC ZKM, we're redefining what blockchain actually does and its possibilities. So I'll guide you through. I'll show you what we're building. Right now, it's a lot of different aspects, I would say, as Kirill just explained in one of the earliest slides, with the DEX, with swapping, with minting your NFTs, even naming your own wallet as an NFT, like how Ethereum it also has. So this is exactly what we're right now building. And the technology behind it is it's scalable, it's fast, and it works with rollup. So it basically says it compresses everything and puts it in one transaction. And we're building on Arbitrum as a layer 3. So it's super easy for us to get, and for you guys, if thousands and thousands of sensors communicate with an M2 Pro, this is recorded on blockchain. Now, that's already a lot of different transactions that are happening. And for rollup technology, what happens in ZK EVM gets then pushed further to Arbitrum, and then it gets pushed further to Ethereum. Things like those. So, yes, hyperspeed transactions on chain, and the experience, what you'll see in the couple of slides, what's going to happen is it will be super user friendly and easy to use. Even if you don't understand the technology behind it or what it is, you can easily make use of it. And guys, the link below, onesay.mxc.com, if you want to check it out for yourself. I'll go there myself in a couple of slides as well, so you can see. And yeah, so what's the first features that we're currently coming up with, like Explorer, Swap, um, Perpetual Exchange, NFTs, and a lot of more different kinds of things that are currently coming out. And looking forward to have this live in mainnet, as some things like the DEX is currently being worked on. So of course you have to build something, so it takes some time, right? But the first features are already there for you to test out, and don't forget it's an incentivized testnet. So yeah, it will be very cool for you to use it. Now here's some early things that I don't know if people saw this yet or not, but we're developing something next to the ZK EVM as well to make your experience super user friendly. So in essence, we have a bridge and a faucet, which you can bridge different coins from a different network, right? You have Ethereum network, you have Binance Smart Chain, you can use Polkadot or whatever, but it has to be bridged somehow. So how to get bridges towards MXC is by we build a bridge ourselves. And yeah, this is used right now for Arbitrum Gurley. Um, is the test net for Arbitrum itself. So once we move to mainnet, you don't need that anymore. Um, and next to this, to get started and get yourself familiarized with, you can use the faucet, which grants you some MXC tokens to start using the ecosystem right now. So you kind of understand like how things will be working and stuff like that. And which leads to the second part, MXC swap, where you can swap tokens, different tokens, whether it's the stable coin, whether it's a right to earn or any other token. Um, so that's where you need MXC for as well, and that's why we were building the faucet. And yeah, super high speed. So also what we're building, because it's rollup technology, is gas fee optimization. Doesn't cost a lot of MXCs to transfer a token from A to B. Sometimes the Ethereum network is congested, for instance. People pay 30 to 50 bucks. I remember back in the days, I paid a transaction from on the Ethereum network like 800 bucks you had to make because it was so like congested. It was insane. So anyway, further on, let's move to another slide. Um, so we also have the Explorer, which you just briefly saw. We'll go through the map or two and stuff like this as well for you, Kirill, so you can see like, hey, what's out there already, things like those. So yeah, the Explorer is basically a summary of everything what's happening in the ZK EVM. And on top of this, we also have a sort of status thing where you can see are all the nodes online, how congested is the network, things like those. I'll guide you through it as well. So yeah, and MXC name service, it makes it super easy for you to transfer tokens from A to B without using these random wallet addresses like AB4, whatever it is. But yeah, simply to a username .mxc. Um, so yeah, and fully customizable, of course. You can own more than one NFT. You can own more than one MNS. It's up to you what you want. And you can also select it like, hey, let me just change my name, because sometimes people change their usernames. So this is also something that's being built. And all of these things, they are being built in something that's going to be released pretty soon. I cannot say the dates, of course, and I can also not really tell when the next upgrade is for ZK EVM itself, because it's like right around the corner. So we had some issues, some bugs, of course, but it's testnet, right? You got to test things out. Some people are helping, and get a lot of messages from the community like, hey, Ruben, this wasn't working today. Okay, let me get it. 2 seconds later, a couple minutes later, the devs fixed it already, and we can move on. Sometimes the faucet doesn't work because it's too congested, because Arbitrum Gurley can also have a lot of fees next to it. So what we're building it in a MXC mobile application. So everywhere, anywhere you want to use any app, you can use this on the new app that we're developing. It's super simple, super user friendly. You maybe see like, hey, it's kind of like Apple, right? And yes, you can move like, all right, I don't really need the Explorer, so let me move the Explorer down, or let me move it to a different tab. Oh, but I want to use the NFTs. more. So, okay, let me bring it up on the top. And other platforms, when you use ISO and they are accepted, they are onboarded, then you can see your ISO tokens in here as well. Yeah, so it's world's first fully customizable Web3 wallet, and we try to make it as simple as possible so everyone understands what's happening here.
That's very cool. So I can customize like my entire like dashboard, like depends on the apps I'm using.
Yes, you can pin different apps to the top or not if you don't want to. As you can see as well on the top, you can see the MXC EVM. That's the network that you're currently connected online. And here is, yeah, it says the legend27.mxc, which is your wallet. So if you want to send MXC towards the wallet, simply send it to this. And super easy. No hassles, no complexity, stuff like this. Yeah, I guess we
Exciting.
can move on to
Exciting.
ZK EVM now.
Yeah, I would be happy to see.
Cool. So we're gonna skip this slide for now, and we'll guide you right into the testnet. Okay, take this with a grain of salt, guys. It's just so everyone can use the links on the top. It's just the header that you need. So let me open them up real quick for you and see what we can all do in here. So to get started, we'll first need to get some tokens, right? So this is what you use with the faucet. Currently, for not everyone, you can see connect your wallet and simply connect your wallet with MetaMask. Simple as that. Now, next up is the faucet because currently you have no funds in there. If I click on here, it doesn't show funds. So what do? We click on the faucet. We go through this CAPTCHA like everyone has. It's for security reasons, of course, so it cannot get spammed. Yeah, you need mobile data for the faucet because we also don't want to have it like spammed and emptied instantly for yeah, bots and those kinds of things. So yeah, you can. I'm not a robot. You can claim your ETH, and in a couple of seconds you get your ETH. It says transaction successful, and then you'll see it here in your balance. Okay. Switching networks is also pretty easy. You can see it here. The moment you click on switch, you switch from Arbitrum Goerli to MXC. And what happens then is I see my screen stopped. I don't like it when MetaMask does these kinds of things. Let me share my entire screen instead. I think that's easier to do and see for everyone what's going to happen. This one. Yeah, and we're back. So yeah, if you want to switch networks again, the MetaMask thing pops up. Give it a couple of seconds, guys. Internet's slow here. You can switch networks, super easy. Not that special, I would say, but it's to get started and get familiarized with what's coming next. You can also claim MXC if you're on the 1Z network. Sometimes it takes a bit because network is congested.
Can I connect other Arbitrum networks to the faucet, or it's only Goerli?
Because it's testnet, ZK EVM is currently built on the testnet. So as you guys saw, request successful. I claimed 5,000 MXC. I can also just claim my Moon token if I want to. But yeah, now you can see, yeah, I already had some MXC in here. But you can see the transactions in the Explorer, actually. Don't know if mine shows up that quickly. It goes like 1 minute, seconds ago. That's way too fast, but I think you can check it on Arbitrum if you would like to. Next to this, so you bridge your tokens. You can bridge your MXC if you do 5,000 MXC. You want to send it over to a different network, so you bridge it. Yeah, you can just, it's 8 MXC gas fees. You can bridge it. MetaMask pops up like always. And right now, guys, you're using the testnet. It's an incentivized testnet. So even if you just did this, even if you use the faucet, even if you use the bridge, you're eligible for the airdrop. You're starting to be more active in the ecosystem. So just try to use as many applications in here. Transactions sent to your bridge funds. Give it a couple. Oh, your funds are getting ready to be claimed on Arbitrum Goerli. What you can see right now is from to the amount, status pending. So if you go back to Arbitrum itself, this pending changes to claim. So you can claim your MXC on the Arbitrum network once it's arrived. Let me refresh the page real quick. Maybe I can already click it. No, status still pending. But you can see it, the details, transaction hash, what happened here. Once the Explorer, this is the Explorer again. So this is my transaction, what just happened. Success. 4 block confirmations, okay. Confirmed within 9.97 seconds. So bridging in under 10 seconds. Normally it takes 10 minutes to bridge different funds from different networks. So yeah, this is the beauty of ZK rollups and the beauty of ZK EVM, what we're doing here. All right, without further ado, let's get off this page. Let me switch back real quick to MXC network. You can swap tokens.
I think we'll need to make a couple of like educational videos, like so, because it's like maybe for you, like since you're like been involved in crypto for a long time, like it's easy for you, but for me also it's like I need to really go through the step-by-step tutorial.
Yeah, there's also documentation out there. This RAI token, you can swap it, swap MXC for a different coin, and again, you pay MXC in gas fees, just not that much. And the liquidity provider, yes, you can also provide liquidity. So if you have RAI token yourself, if you have MXC token yourself, you can help the ecosystem and even earn money on it because you are a liquidity provider, which means you're providing liquidity from both sides. And people that are swapping this, you can get a portion of the fee out of this. In which case, you just saw is like around 3%, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, see, depends on the amount what you're sending.
That's massive. So it works like as a additional layer to MetaMask, which also like charges you some fees. Sorry for my like newbie
correct.
vocabulary.
Yeah, something like this. Yeah. And here,
cool.
address. These are my calls. 22 seconds ago, swapped MXC for RAI tokens. Cool.
While you're here, I just had a chat with hardware developers, like, and they told me like basically to fix the issue with that sensor, I had to reset the miner of such an obvious thing, and it works now. I checked it, so shaking hard.
Yeah, let me see transactions. Let me refresh.
Yeah, no.
X45, right?
Yeah, but it should be like right now, not like
not 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, it should be like okay, let me just do it again. I'm gonna just
this is a contract call.
Okay, I can see it now. It's coming. Pending. Yeah, you see it?
X45. I'm not really seeing X45 here.
Because you have to go to the LPWAN wallet where all the fees goes to. I mean, maybe there's so many transactions happening right now, so maybe just
here's it.
Yeah,
so it's submitted a location proof because Kirill just shook the device, and the device is in sleep mode if you don't touch it or if it doesn't move, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah, it gets recorded on blockchain, and you can see the LPWAN contract and the details.
Exciting. Easy peasy.
Yeah, super cool though.
Piece of cake.
This is like connecting the real world with blockchain. So from hardware to software to IoT to blockchain to crypto to it's really insane what's being built here right now.
Couldn't say more. Again, infrastructure, devices, connectivity, MXC is a gas fees. Ecosystem. One word, ecosystem.
Yes, sir. So, actually, let me reopen the page real quick. Let's go to the mapper. So this is currently the hexagon mapper that you can see. It's a bit buggy for my laptop, guys. I'm streaming. I have tons of tabs open, so take it with a grain of salt.
Try to switch to the white mode and it will like make you blind.
Yeah, that's I don't.
Yeah.
I'm a dark mode guy. I prefer the dark
We're
mode.
working on it. We're working
Yeah,
on it.
it's fine. It's fine. So here in Berlin, if you zoom in, you can click on the hexagons. You see the address of the hexagon, the NFTs that it holds. I think if you click on a different hexagon, yeah, these ones. So they are all unclaimed hexagons still. And what will happen? It's almost finished. You can copy this. You can go to the NFT marketplace. You go to the hexagon part, and you can start buying your hexagon. Then you can even add a MXC and MNS on it, so you can name your hexagon to whatever you would like, and it will be displayed. And the hexagons here will turn green, and whether there's a device in the hexagon will be shown under these ones.
Can I change the color of hexagon? I saw different colors. Can I do it?
Yep.
Oh. Let's bring colors to this world.
Definitely. That's some different kinds of things, right? You can also sell your MXC hexagon or your MXC MNS if you would like to. You can also buy other NFTs. And guys, for the stablecoin, right? The stablecoin is undepeggable. So this means that it's over collateralized. What does it mean? That for every dollar, there's $1.10 in a vault. So it cannot go like a stablecoin that's depegging and becoming worthless. And what are we doing this with? With a part of crypto and a part of real world collectibles, such as these. Yeah, this is currently in testing thing. So yeah, you can have a collection of Unicask, Scotch whiskey, and it'll have exactly the information of one of the barrels. And I think Sheen kind of showed this with the NFC on Twitter, I guess. They hold the information to when is it produced, what's in it, what ingredients, how's the storage, what kind of location was it stored at for aging, what's the temperature, all these kinds of things. And they'll all be recorded on blockchain on ZK EVM, and you can see them all transparently in the Explorer. Yeah, for testing, I got some more MXC. So yeah, you can basically buy the barrel if you would like to buy at asking price. You can buy the NFT. Here, you can see the traits, which network it uses, the amount of XSD that's locked for it. Simply click on confirm, and within a couple of seconds, I'll own an NFT. Current owner is this one. As you can see here, it's the same address as my wallet. Purchase success. You see your NFTs. This is my NFT. And you can sell it, for instance, if you would like to. Or you're a collector and hold it on for a long time, because maybe the price will go up of the NFTs. You'd never know.
The time will tell.
And all of these different kinds of features, like bridging, swapping, the marketplace, you can use this in one mobile application and basically say, all right, which one would I like to use the most? And then pin it to the top of your mobile phone. Another thing is, let me see where it is. Okay, I'll open this one. Your MXC MNS. So what can you do with this? So let me look for a name. It's this is already right. I was trying some things out. All right, let me search for Ruben. Come on, internet, a bit faster, please. No expiry. Oh, it's already claimed. Let me try something else. Berlin 101, 110. Come on, there it comes. And sometimes things take a bit longer because the gas fees are pretty much congested, stuff like this. Yeah, we're experiencing a small error here. Of course, guys, it's testnet. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it works. But these are basically, this changes your complex wallet address into a simple address or a simple username, what you would like to do. And here you can see all of your names that you collected. You can use this name for the hexagon, for instance, changing that name if you would like. Let me see if the force refresh would work. Or disconnect my wallet and connect it again real quick. Because you just gotta play around with it. It's not that difficult. See what's up. Yeah, it's on the right network. You can see the previous transactions on MetaMask. If you're familiar with MetaMask, see your tokens, your NFTs. I need to import the NFT, of course. So yeah, let's see. Ruben 2023. All right, sometimes it's just not working. That's totally fine. Let me move to something else. A lending and borrowing feature, guys. So what can you do here? If you have MXC and you want to lend it out to someone, or you want to put it in a pool, and where, let's say, Kirill would like to have MXC, but he cannot purchase it, then Kirill can collateralize it with a different asset that he owns and borrow MXC from a lender. So a lending and borrowing feature, you can also earn some APY on top of this. So you can supply it and you can borrow it. So I tried this yesterday. It works pretty easily. So let's say 10,000 MXC that I would like to transfer, or for supplying it, and I get 0.09% supply APY on it, and I don't lose it or something like this. It's a sort of staking. Nah, what's this now? What if I do the max? Let's see if this works. There was an error. Yeah, you can see the gas fees are pretty crazy right now. Try one more time. Supply MXC. No, don't see the error. All right, cool. That's unfortunate. I wanted to show you guys that, but I guess this will be fixed in this coming week then. You can also see on ZK the Explorer, the top holding accounts. This is currently the account that we just showed you with the LP1 contract, where all the MXC tokens go, what the sensor has to pay towards the network, and some other kinds of things. Yeah, just have a play with it. You can find it on 1c.mxc.com right now. If you are not really familiar with how to use this, there's also documentation on how to use the things, what we stand for, what we do, tutorials, incentivize testnet tasks, configure your wallet, things like those. So really interesting and really cool what's out there. Let me see. Let's go back to, I guess we can do a Q&A session.
Yeah, I mean, thank you so much, Ruben, for showing ZKVM. I also learned today so many things, and there's more different apps coming to the ZKVM. So it's just the beginning. As I said, ZKVM version 1.0 going to be released this summer, very soon. So stay tuned and play around, ask us questions, make a screenshot, post on Twitter. It's going to be really a turning point in our company. As I said, MXC is Ethereum for IoT tokens. Everything you can ever done with Ethereum, now you will be able to do with MXC and with IoT tokens, joining the initial sensor offering. Yeah, let's pick up some questions. Let's go through some of them. Okay. Do you need a device to own the hex? So far as I know, you don't need to have a device to own the hex. You can just mint the hex. In case you're buying the hex from someone else, you can buy it out. But having a device to own this hex, I don't think it's in our pipeline. But I will follow up with the devs and let you know. But I think no, I think you don't need to have a device. So location will be a big part. Yeah, location will be a big part. I would say the coverage will be a big part, not the location, because as we said, we want to make it fair for everyone. So if you deploy an MTOP miner or Neo in a rural area where there's not so much IoT devices, IoT sensors, it doesn't matter. As long as you keep your miner fuel and health at 100%, your mining performance 100%. And in case with the Neo, we can also like playing around with the tiers, silver, gold, and bronze. As we explained today with this sensor, all the fees go to the LP1 proxy wallet, and then it's proportionally distributed according to your participation on the network. So I would say location, not really big part, coverage, yes. Is the site live? Yes, MXC 1Z Explorer is live. I think somebody from our moderators today can maybe drop the link in the live chat.
Let me see. Let me try to see it. Oh yeah, it works. Cool. Yeah, it's in the chats.
Will simple MXC node be updated? Getting authorization error. Originally the MXC client failed. I think he referred to data-app. The user called BM Lurini. I would recommend you to reach out to customer support, and they will sort it out.
Or if you're having an error with the app, simply log out of the app, wait 5 minutes, log back in. There's also some options. Sometimes this error occurs, but it's not really something to worry about, I would say. It's just a sort of visual bug, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think killing the app from the internal memory will definitely help, or just try to completely reinstall. Just make sure you have your 2FA. Yeah, I've seen only like kind words from community. I don't see so many questions, but I hope the questions will come. And guys, if like, yeah, I really don't. Do you, Ruben, see any more questions?
Can I own as many MNS domains as possible? Yes, you can. You can own as much as you want. But if you have MNS number 1 or you want to buy another MNS number 1, now you already have one. It's unique.
Yeah, and I see also our moderators like answered most of the questions. Then, yeah, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today on sessions. Like it was lit, was really epic. Like I hope you learned so many new things tonight, and more we're gonna release very, very soon. And yeah, if you enjoyed the session, please give us a shout out on Twitter, on other social media, just like whatever you do, use the hashtag MXC Network Goes Live. And again, we will pick up a random winner and we'll try to make you a gift.
Yeah, I want to give one more answer to Paul. He asked, will there be a separate wallet to store MXC once live and move away from Kobo? Yes, you'll move away from Kobo forever, because what you see on the screen right now is the MXC mobile application, and basically the narrative comes, not your crypto, or not your keys, not your crypto. In this case, it's your keys and your crypto, and all in one wallet. You can see it like Binance, but decentralized and with a lot of different applications. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, again, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. It was a great show. I hope you liked it. I found it very funny. I found it very interesting, and love to share what we're building here with you guys. As sometimes the question comes like, "Hey, but what are you guys building?" Well, guys, what we just showed you is right around the corner, and this is what we're building.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ruben. Thank you everyone who joined, and I wish you a pleasant evening. For some of you, a pleasant day, and let's stay in touch. And see you later.
See you later, guys. Bye bye.